Hi, I'm Tanya from English Challenges, and I'm going to help you communicate naturally and confidently in American English. Okay, so today I'm going to answer one of the most freaking concerns from my learners, and that is, why can't I understand native speakers? Okay, and the thing is, I get your concern. The people that tell me this are my advanced learners, like pretty much fluent, intermediate, upper intermediate, who think like, I finally, after all those months or years of studying, they feel they have enough English, and they still, as soon as they watch a movie or they meet a native speaker, they're like, what? It's okay. It's totally normal. And the reason is, the things that native speakers do are usually not taught. They're definitely not taught enough if they are, for whatever reason. I've never really come across a textbook that addresses it. And the thing is, it's that they don't enunciate every word. Like right now, you probably understand me very well. So you might think, she's a native speaker, why can I understand her? Because I, like many other teachers who have YouTube channels or Instagram or whatever, when we're talking to you, we speak a little bit differently. And that's because we love you and we want you to understand us. But as a native speaker, I would speak differently. I speak a little differently when I'm hanging out with my sister or with my wife or with my friends. So I'm going to teach you why, and it's called connected speech. There are lots of other technical terms, and we'll get into that in other pronunciation videos, but for now, I just want you to know why. And the reason is, okay, you know what? I'm going to take a very simple sentence and I'm going to break it down and tell you how a native speaker says it and why. And hopefully that will help you feel motivated. Like, okay, it's not like a mystery. There is a reason, and it's something you can work on. So let's take the sentence, it's so hot today. So it's so hot today, or today. Okay, so even I can't help myself. I'll do certain reductions. So that's how you would say it. You know, if you pronounce each word perfectly, it's so hot today. Even if I use intonation and I think, oh, I'm so natural, right? It's so hot today. Now, as a native speaker, I'm going to tell you what happens. So it's so. We have it's ends with an S sound, and so begins with an S sound. So we blend. Instead of saying the S sound twice, it's only said once. Oh, it's a lot of S's. So instead of it's so, it sounds like it's so, it's so, it's so. I'm waiting for you to practice. Okay? So whenever we have, so that's called blending. Whenever you have two sounds together, like at the end of one word, at the beginning of another, and it's the same sound, you only say it once. For example, some more. Some, the M sound, even though it ends in an E, it ends in an M sound. And more begins with an M sound. So when we say it, the M is only pronounced once. Some more, some more. Pretty good, right? This explains why a lot of times it sounds like native speakers are speaking so quickly and you don't understand them, or everything sounds like one big word. It's because a lot of times it is. Okay, so back to our original sentence. It's so becomes it's so. It's so. It's so hot. Okay, so hot, so that's perfect. Hot. It's not natural. So it's so hot. It's so hot. It's so hot. So hot. So look at my mouth. So hot. So hot. Okay, so it's linked. We don't really pause in between that one. Unless you exaggerate, like it's so hot today. But if you're saying it naturally, then it's just, it's so hot. Now for hot. Okay, this is really good. When you're practicing, when you're learning English, you enunciate t, hot. But then in real life, it's so hot today. Oh, the T has many different ways we can pronounce it. This to me is the trickiest, which is why I wanted to focus on this for this video. In this case, the best way to explain it is it's a throat thing. So I want you to say, like, if you I don't know, if you bump into something or you make a mistake, you would say, uh-oh. I know, and it feels silly, but trust me, say it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Say it slower. Uh-oh. Now, the reason I'm doing that is because there's a pause in your throat. If you didn't hold the air in your throat in the middle, it would just sound like uh-oh, uh-oh. There's nothing. So do it again and feel your throat. Uh-oh. Your tongue is just hanging out in your mouth, but your throat closes up. That is how we make the T sound in this case. Instead of hot, where my tongue is doing all the work, it's hot, hot. Now we don't stop that like sharply, but for the purposes of this exercise, so hot. My tongue doing nothing. Hot. It's so hot today. So it's linked. So it's hot today. Okay, so there are a couple of things going on here. Number one, it's that H kind of like throat held sound. So the air stops. And then because we have hot with a T sound and today with a T sound, la la la, blending again. So you don't say the T twice. The T is only said once, but because of this special stop T sound with hot, that's where it's a little different than regular blending. Okay, so and then to end it, instead of today, which is how you practice it in academic English, we reduce the to and it's today, So instead of to, so look at my mouth, today, that's like standard English, but real English, today. It's right here, smaller. Now let's combine it all. So first let's combine the last two words. Hot today, hot. There's no pause. It's so straight from hot today. Okay, are you ready for the full sentence? It's so hot today. It's so hot today. It's so hot today. Good. Okay. It should feel weird because your mouth and all of your muscles are doing things they probably haven't done before. If that's the case, you're on the right track. Your listening isn't going to improve until you understand these nuances. This kind of practice will help you speak more naturally and it will help you listen better. Things are going to make so much more sense. Like, do you ever watch something with captions or subtitles, but you hear them and you're like, there's no way they're saying that? So a lot of times this is why. So again, this is connected speech, it's blending, it's stop T, it's all these fancy, don't forget about the terms. I say them to help you, but you don't need them, I'll be honest. You could ask almost any native speaker what a stop T sound is or what blending is in pronunciation. They have no idea. We don't learn this in school as native speakers. This is something that happens with linguistic development. It is not taught. However, good news for you is that we can teach it to non-native speakers. So this skill is so cool. It will elevate your English immediately. Now that sentence, you're like, oh great, Tanya, now I can talk about heat. But you're going to apply that. So it's so hot today. You're going to apply the S's being blended, the T's being blended. Anytime you hear something and you don't quite hear the T, but you hear the you can imitate it, you can repeat it better. Today, so the reduction instead of to. These are 3 examples in one tiny sentence that I want you to not memorize, I want you to apply it. So by learning English this way, you'll be able to apply that pattern recognition, right? And so don't memorize like, is this an example of blending? If that helps you, if you're that kind of learner, awesome. Most people aren't. So if you're one of those that are not, don't worry about understanding the word blending. Just understand that sounds, instead of to, we say it once. So relax. Don't get overwhelmed by the technical English. This is real life English. Okay, so I want you to, let's see, in the comments, write a sentence where you think there's an example of that kind of blending, where there's a word with ending in a sound followed by a word that begins with that sound. And give me some ideas. Yeah, I'll make some more videos for you. Okay, so again, in the comments, write a sentence with an example of this kind of blending, and you might see your sentence here or on Instagram. All right, bye. This video is part of an advanced American pronunciation course. For the link and more details, check the video notes below.